What's up, people? More Elden Ring bosses. Yahoo! I'm out here yahooing because we got some pretty good bosses just like last week, and we get to start it off with the banger again with Star Scourge Radahn. And of course, we all know it's an epic ass fight. All right, this dude is pimped out in armor. He's got these rock jagged swords, super incredible. All right, he probably just ripped those out of the earth and put a handle on that bitch. It's a really dope aesthetic. And then it's like, what the fuck is that horse by his crotch? All right, for a minute I was like, why the fuck is Radahn absolutely packing? Like, that shit doesn't even fit into his armor. Oh wait, that's a horse and he's riding it? What the fuck is going on? I thought he was a giant and he was just walking. But no, he's riding a horse. And so I had to look this up because this makes no sense. And like, the lore I found is the most goofy bullshit ever, bro. Apparently he loved his horse Leonard, something like that, so much that he learned gravity magic so that he can control his gravity so he could still ride his horse normally. That is insane. Because like, I don't see Radahn getting any bitches, so like, he's more into his horse than he is to like, I don't know, rizz up Ronnie or some shit. Like, dude, you gotta get some hoes with your drip. You are an important guy. You are the Star Scourge Radahn of all people, dog. You get an epic run up as a boss fight. Like, I'm just running through the desert to come fight you. I have all these summons available. I'm not gonna use them, but hey, that's really cool. They really made this like an epic fight that it almost feels like it's not optional, which it is optional, but like, you miss out on a lot of shit if you don't do it. I looked and you can't play the DLC if you don't do it, and you don't get Nokron Eternal City, so you miss like a bunch of that shit. You probably miss a lot of endings because you can't go to Nokron, so yeah, this is a pretty important fight. It's like an optional one, but it's also like, you better do it or you're not playing like half of the game. So, you know, beat the fuck out of Radahn. He's dope, but he deserves it. He probably did horrible things, probably led like a jihad against other horses because his horse is so baller that he killed all the others and ate their flesh and their bones and their meat, and that's how he grew into such a strong boy. All right, this is headcanon, it's real, and we're gonna hop on to the next boss, a complete downstep from my boy Radahn, and that is the Battle Mage Hughes, or Battle Mage Hughes. I don't know, there's no H, but I'm assuming it's still Hughes or some shit, but it doesn't matter because this is like a doo-doo dog shit fight. He's a mage, so he's like incredibly weak to physical. He's so easy to stagger, and so there's really no fight against bro. The only cool part was that he uses this wacky ass cartoon hammer that you'd think would like squeak when he hit, but no, it's made out of magic, so it just kind of breaks. But it was just really weird for him to do that in like Elden Ring. It was so kind of out of left field, but it's funny. I'm assuming there's a mod for it to make a squeaky noise, so like, I kind of want to get that just to see, but you know, still a dog ass boss. And the next boss in the playthrough is the Mimic Tier, and I don't know, kind of just once again, the Mimic Tier isn't really anything strong in Nokron because it's just humanoid, so it's super easy to stagger and whatnot. It is a bit harder in the hidden path of the Howling Tree spawn. I really liked that one. It does go by a different name of the Stray Mimic Tier, so it's a little different, but it does like the exact same function. It just transforms into you and tries to fight you. But like, I don't know, since my build is like a jump dual wield, it doesn't really understand that very well, and it just tries to hit you with one sometimes. It's like, what? How are you gonna beat me doing that? So maybe if you use just like a two-hand greatsword or like a mage, maybe it kind of fights you better, but it doesn't really understand what the fuck my build even is, so we kind of just trash on it. But I don't know, it's a cool thing. It's like Ditto from Pokemon or some shit. It just morphs into you, you know, not something ever seen in like the Souls franchise, so I don't, you know, mind it too much, but just kind of not a great fight, because like, why would I want to fight myself? I want to fight a cool boss that's sitting on a tiny horse. That is cool. A boss that looks like me? Not really. I mean, it might be cool to fuck because, you know, it's not gay if you fuck yourself, you know, that's basically like jerking off. So if I fuck my mimic's tight, wet asshole, it's not gay at all. All right, I'm just experimenting, just seeing what my mimic self likes, so maybe I know what I like, you know. That's perfectly normal, guys. Come on, tell me you wouldn't fuck your mimic tier. All right, you're actually lying if you tell me you wouldn't. Anyway though, another talk for another day, really. We're just gonna move on to the next boss, and that is the Regal Ancestor Spirit. And you know, I was kind of disappointed with this fight because it's like, oh, a Regal Ancestor Spirit instead of just a normal Ancestor Spirit. But like, what is really different about the Regal? I mean, it sounds cooler, sounds like it's drip. I know I go to like a Regal movie theater and it's like way better than a normal normal movie theater. It's got them reclining chairs. They serve you at the fucking chairs. It's dope. But like, what the hell is this? This is still like one of Santa's dead demented reindeer. It does like a little bit cooler attacks. It knows like instant transmission like it's Goku, but it would still get the shit beat out of it by Goku, just like the ancestor spirit. It just feels fucking lazy. Like, you couldn't have made it like, I don't know, instead of it being like a moose or a deer, it's like a bear. The regal one's a bear. Or maybe since it's regal, it should be something a little dainty, like, you know, king likes, maybe like a lion or something. But you just left it the exact same. I don't know how to feel about this. I was kind of hyped when I saw that it was like different than the ancestor spirit, but then I was like, no, this is the same fucking thing. Like, what the hell are we doing? I don't know. I don't understand how this one's regal and the last one isn't, because they really just do like 2 different moves and that's it. Yeah, pretty lame boss. Somehow lowered my expectations when they already really weren't that high. I just thought, oh, surely they won't recycle the same fucking deer moose boss. Nope, they did. All right, apparently someone from Canada broke into the Elden Ring dev room and beat the fuck out of everybody. I don't know how they got to Japan, but they did it, and they've ruined the ancestor spirit. Yeah, but honestly, who really gives a fuck if they ruined that hoe? It was literally a reindeer boss, so we're just gonna hop in the next one, and that is the duo valiant gargoyle fight. Pretty annoying fight. It's a duo fight, so it's already kind of like, oh god, this is ass. But then it gets even worse because these bitches use poison. All right, fuck that. I don't know if I just never really fought them, but I didn't even realize they could do that. And the poison cloud is like the hardest thing to ever see in the entire world. Like, what is it? At least like Scarlet Rot, it's red. It's like a big puffy cloud. So easy. The poison is just like this very light green cloud that has sparkles in it. And sometimes you're just not seeing how it's hitting you, and then you're just like poison. It's like, well, I'm fucked. You know, if I was just less of a dumb fuck and craft like some antidotes, surely it wouldn't be that bad. But, you know, you'd still have to run away because the poison cloud is pretty big. But other than that, the fight really isn't that hard. It helps to just be really aggressive and take down the first one, because the second one comes down when it's half health. So if you just obliterate the first one as fast as possible, definitely helps a lot. That's kind of how I ended up adapting to it, was just try to be as aggressive as possible. And so I was just praying I wasn't going to get poisoned, because that's kind of like the aggression counter basically, because if the poison cloud's in front of it, you can't really run at it. So you just got to like circle back. Hopefully it pushes through the poison cloud, then you're back at it, clapping them cheeks. And then you dominate the first one who's using the great sword and take out the twin blade one. And the twin blade one is actually cool. I think it was a bit harder just because it has that spinning attack bullshit where you can't really do anything about it. You know, like a great sword swing, you can kind of roll through it, but when you get hit with like a combo flurry of twin blades, Jesus, you're kind of fucked. But I don't know, in the end, gargoyles aren't necessarily really strong, so they can stagger pretty easily with the stance break and don't have a lot of health at this point of the game. You know, it's weird because I don't think you can come here before beating Star Scourge, because I'm pretty sure he unlocks here, so it's like you're already pretty fucking built if you beat Star Scourge to face 2 gargoyles. You know, individually they'd be so easy, so you really don't struggle too much. Just lock the fuck in. It's a duo fight. You've done it a million times, and take this dub. And so that'll take us to the final boss of the video, a real weird one, Astel, natural born of the void. And like, what is this? I mean, it's a natural born of the void, but what void? Because dog looks like Dr. Eggman with tusks and his body made out of anal beads. Like, what? It also has like a scorpion tail, a hole in its forehead, and insane magical powers that I just don't understand. I mean, it loves gravity control. It shoots laser beams. I don't even know how this exists in Elden Ring. Like, it's fantasy, so anything can technically exist, but like a lot of it's like medieval type shit with some dragons. And then this, a void demon monster that's like a spider, scorpion, Eggman, anal bead thing. Like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. It's a cool ass fight. The arena is super dope. Reminds me of like Madir's arena, but it's really cool seeing like, I guess the void or the galaxy, how I see it, you know, in the background, and this thing kind of just floats around, and I guess even has an eye in its forehead skull hole. Like, it's cool. A lot of its attacks are flashy too. They do a lot of like bursts of light and then shooting void powers at you, which look dope. Once again, I don't even know what to call anything because it's just the most weird shit ever. I mean, it even rains down like these black fireballs on you that it's like, what is that? What are those supposed to be? Like meteorites from fucking outer space? What the fuck do you get this shit from? But I mean, all considering, it's not even like that hard of a fight. A lot of it is kind of telegraphed because it's magic. Like, you see it kind of charging charging up and shit before it unleashes. And it doesn't do too great up close. So like the really only problem is it's repositioning all the time. It likes to move around, float around, go here, go there. But sometimes if you get close enough to it, it just won't be able to hit you with like a lot of its range projectiles. So you just get to get free damage to bro's fucking goofy cracked skull forehead. And yeah, I mean, looking closer, it looks less like Eggman though, to be honest. But at the beginning, I was like, why does this just look like Eggman? You know, like literally think like the Eggman from Sonic 2, bruh. Like it doesn't really look like comic Eggman, but it looks like the real Eggman where it's like the fucking mustache, but I realized those were like tusks later, and then just like the sketchy predator pedophile hair, you know, not really like Dr. Disrespect hair, but you know, old man hair that's just all over the place. Probably like a 60 plus predator. And when I say 60 plus, I mean age, but I also mean how many victims. So, you know, a real top tier predator probably could not be killed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, you know, pretty dope. But that's going to be the end of the video. Appreciate you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.